what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back here in Austin, Texas for the famous Texas Truck Rodeo. But you know what? In this review, it's all about Italian performance SUVs. And this definitely brings it. This is a 2022 Maserati Levante. And guess what? We got the top trim. This is a Levante Trofeo. But before we get into this Performance Supreme SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Maserati. They've been around since the early 1900s. Very iconic Italian brand. It was started by three brothers. And that is where the history really comes into play, from Bologna, Italy. Now, through the years, Maserati was known for racing and Grand Prix cars, lots of performance cars, and then of course, in the 21st century, with SUVs being such a top seller, they decided to take that route with the Levante. Now, going the Levante route, does that mean that you don't have to have awesome Italian style and definitely awesome Maserati performance? But what I want to find out is this worth the price? Did they do enough to the Trofeo to really make it that performance SUV supreme, sort of the king of performance SUVs? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this twin turbo V8 and find out. Right off the bat, the styling. Like I said, just because it's an SUV doesn't mean it doesn't have to have that sexy, seductive Italian styling. Now, please excuse all of the Texas dust. Here at the Texas Truck Rodeo, there's a lot of off-road driving, and this got dirty. I do not have my cleaning supplies with me, but the show must go on, and we're gonna bring it to you. So at the front end of the business, you're gonna see the headlight design. Really sharp style, LED headlight, LED daytime running lamp. I like the way it's got the Maserati name in the actual headlight housing, and then the rest of it looking real slick and sleek as it comes towards the center grille. Now, you are gonna get these LED fog lamps, and the best part is fully functional, massive corner intakes for all the heat exchangers. We have beautiful carbon fiber just dropped in, perfectly placed all the way around. Really gives it that nice race car feel and definitely that Italian style. Now, as we come across that large open grille design, you see the trident. And I'm gonna tell you what that trident means. That is actually Neptune's trident. That's why it's there on the Maserati. And it all goes back to the birthplace of the Maserati brothers. In their town was a fountain. And in the center of that fountain was this mighty statue of Neptune with his trident. And that's why the brothers took that insignia and made it the insignia of the Maserati brand. It's been updated for 2022. You can see the forward-facing camera. I love these vertical slots. And then you'll notice behind that are the active aero shutters that are gonna open and close. Right now they're in closed position, but those will open and close depending on what you're asking the Levante Trofeo to do. Massive functionality on the lower portion, and also a massive front splitter, of course, carbon fiber, gonna stop air from going underneath the Maserati and getting into all those heat exchangers like I pointed out. Now, when you get up to the hood, nice low slung hood, there's that iconic badge, goes through so many rich years of history. You'll notice a nice slight bulge that raises up. Everybody wants a bulge? You're gonna get your bulge on your Levante, raises up. And what I love on this Trofeo is the tricolore, the Italian flag colors. That beautiful setup going all the way down the driver's side, up and over top. Really, really just gives it that little extra something with the sparkling gray metallic finish. Now, before we drop down to the wheel and tire, I want to come to the side. I'm actually going to have Lori kind of angle it on the hood and show you the functional heat extractors. Not only are they beautiful, not only are they raised up, but they're also functional, and you can see them from behind the wheel. And you'll notice that as we're driving, dropping it all down. Like I said, please excuse the Texas dust, but we have this multi-spoke forged aluminum wheel with the trident in the center. Those tomato sauce red calipers are going to clamp down on those rotors that are well over 15 inches, ventilated, two-piece, and cross-drilled. with the 6-piston calipers. We have adaptive dampers, all 4 corners. You could actually raise and lower the Levante. Right now we're in the lower setting, and I like the way they just color matched everything perfect. Now, you probably have heard of the Maserati Gran Turismo. The reason why I bring that up, oh, almost forgot. Let's talk about the wheel a little bit more, because it is one sexy wheel. This is a 22-inch wheel, 265 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and it's got the Contis. I know Lori loves Conti tires. It's got the Contis for the stick, for the grip. So you know Maserati knows what's up. Lori loves the Contis. But anyways, going down the fender, this front fender is actually borrowed from the Gran Turismo Coupe. Love the way on 2022 they put the Trofeo badge with a little bit of red on these 3 openings that are actually functional for hot air, for aerodynamic efficiency, and I think the red touches really just make it come alive. That's new for 2022. As we work down the side, you're gonna get color matched mirror caps, a little bit of slim and trim turn signals built in, and then the nice thing is no shiny bright metalwork, just some gloss black top and bottom. Up on the roof, you can see the tricolori sliding all the way back towards that rear spoiler. We even got the tricolori to greet you as you open up the door. And the nice thing about the doors is, look, they're actually frameless. So it gives you a nice clean design. Close it up. Down below, underneath that Texas dirt, is a full carbon fiber side sill extension. Looking really good. Let me see if I can, there it is. There's the carbon fiber. Loving it all the way as we go back. One of my favorite touches is the way they shape the roof line, especially this rear pillar and especially the rear fender. Here's another design that they took from the Gran Turismo Coupe and brought it into the SUV with this oval fuel filler door, nicely shaped. And then of course you gotta have the Trident badge, so much history all in one badge. Great Italian style and performance. Dropping down, focusing on the rear, you are still gonna get a 22-inch wheel, but now the tires are 295s on the width, 30 series sidewall, and then we're gonna wrap it out to the rear. One of the coolest rear spoilers. I love the style, I love the function. Look at my fingers, hello, that's my fingers. Really nice to have that air go up, go down, over the rear glass. It's a little stubby, but that's one of the problems with getting rid of this. The Maserati script, so classic. LED taillights. I'm surprised they put the chrome finish on there. I would have put a little darker chrome or maybe even gloss black, but dropping it like it's hot, the Levante badge. What do we got? Quad tip exhaust, nice slash cut with a rear diffuser area and more carbon fiber to make it hashtag race car. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this Levante Trofeo. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have the hydraulic hood struts, but what you really have underneath the hood is probably one of the sexiest engines currently made in production. You got this beautiful carbon fiber engine cover with the Maserati Trident, the V8 badging there, and then that beautiful powder coated red finish, not only on the intake up here, but also the cam covers. You could see the dual throttle bodies, but what are we talking about when we're talking about performance? You're looking at a twin turbo V8, 550 horsepower, 538 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds. It's got all-wheel drive, MPGs, 13 in the city, 20 on the highway. But I'm telling you, that's one of those engine covers, you just kind of open the hood and you just stare all day long. But I don't know about you, looking at it's great. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's have a little bit of an eargasm with this Levante Trofeo. Guys, we're inside this very special interior of this 2022 Maserati Levante Trofeo. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this thing? I've been looking at performance SUVs. I know there's the Dodge Durango Hellcat with 710 horsepower. I know how much that is. How much is this Levante Trofeo? This being the top trim, the way that it sits, MSRP around $154,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To those door panels, absolutely exquisite materials. Leather finish, love the soft touch, the real carbon fiber trim. Silver just added so nicely the way it flows into the door handle, and I'm really digging the diagonal contrast stitching with that cherry red finish. Really makes the door panel come alive. You have the optional Bowers & Wilkins sound system. That's 17 speakers of pure sound with very tasteful aluminum covers. And you have a good sized door pocket there for a calzone and a bottle of Coca-Cola to wash it all down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more carbon fiber, tasteful silver trim, love the contrast stitching, and then we get to the center stack. Analog clock, a Maserati stay with everything traditional, and that is what's going to be in each of the Maseratis. Nice to see that tradition there, oval in shape. You have that 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 system, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If you're going Dodge Durango Hellcat, you actually get a bigger screen and you have Uconnect 5. But we do have the ways to go into the different systems, especially the surround camera. The resolution clarity is ridiculous. Trajectory, obviously a touch screen because I'm touching it and it's doing things. You got your forward-facing camera, all the different camera angles. Go into your comfort setting. You got heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, dual climate. And if you don't like to touch the screen, there's plenty of knobs and switches as well. Very intuitive, very easy to use. You can see our dual climate located down below. Like I said, real nice, easy touch. And then when it comes to carbon fiber, somebody spilled a whole gallon of it. Opening up door number one though, what do we got? We got a USB, an aux jack, and wireless charging, and a bunch of felt lining, which means you're not gonna scratch your golden iPhone. Close that up, open up door number two, carbon fiber everywhere, 2 cup holders and a 12 volt. Close that bad boy. This is gonna control that 8-speed automatic with the Maserati Trident logo looking good. And then we got the important switch gear, especially putting it into Corsa, and we're gonna have the suspension in sport mode for that extra performance. You got your volume knob, all the controls right here. We could raise and lower our Levante, and then soft touch, bombs away. What do we got? We got 2 cup holders in there, believe it or not, for big Super Slurpees, but I don't know who the heck's gonna drink a Super Slurpee in here. And we got a 12 volt. Look at that Maserati Key Fob. This thing's got some weight to it, man. Real metal finish, remote start. Love that classiness. I guess you could put a couple bottles of Prego sauce in there, but you know what? My grandmother would have a heart attack if I ate anything with Prego on it. We make our sauce real. That's the way the Italians do it. None of that store-bought junk. Seats, Trofeo badging with the Trident. You're gonna be up there with Neptune and Poseidon. Love all of the great stitch work, the design, the finish, full electric assist, of course, for the passenger and the driver. My head is surrounded by Alcantara everywhere. We got this panoramic sunroof, easy one-touch operation. Nice to have that. Close it up. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel perfect. I feel like this was actually built around my body because I'm Italian, it's Italian. Makes sense. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind this leather wrap steering wheel and our Maserati Levante Trofeo. All right, guys, business time. You got 2 memory seat settings. I love the aluminum sill plate with the Maserati script, LED lit, and then look at that footbox right out of an MC12 Maserati race car. Brushed aluminum on the brake pedal and the throttle, and look at how they put that aluminum pedal so that when you're going on and off throttle, you're not going to rip the carpet. That's race car engineering and style. You got your full electric assist, adjust the lumbar, the whole 9 yards. I feel fantastic. Steering wheel, perfect thickness, 2 pieces of leather style. I wish that they would have put a little bit of stitching on the horn button. So I am gonna zonk that. A little bit of stitching would have elevated the whole thing. Maybe even make it a flat bottom steering wheel. But check out these carbon fiber surfboards. These are the paddles to go up and down that 8-speed automatic, and they're bolted to the actual steering column. Speaking of the steering column, it is electric, tilting, and telescoping. Interesting where they put the start-stop button for the engine, not on the other side, it's on the left side. And then dash. Some people are gonna be disappointed it's not full digital, but you got a nice analog tach, speedometer, and that digital display in the center giving you all the readouts you need. And I love how you have that beautiful stitch work, and I could see the heat extractors. But why don't we get into the back seat and see how much room your passengers have in this Levante Trofeo. All right guys, back seat time in this Levante. And this, I'm telling you, if you're thinking, hey, I go get a Durango Hellcat, there's just some finishes in this Levante Trofeo you're not gonna find in your Durango Hellcat. Backs of the seats, love the leather, love the smoothness, zonking these guys. You can't even put anything good in here because it's just gonna ruin it. So I am gonna zonk those, but you do have a nice little command center with your rear AC. Open up the door, 12 volt, 2 USBs, really clean. I got plenty of room, man. It's incredible. Even with the sexy roof line and a panoramic sunroof, I still got space. Nice soft Alcantara. Boom, look at that. Super soft, 2 cup holders, plus you have a pass-through. So that's gonna be another nice feature as well. Close that up, the seat style just like up front. But why don't we go ahead, let's see what kind of mail we could haul in the back of this Levante Trofeo. All right, guys, time to get inside the back of the Maserati. Real simple, hit the button. Of course, you're gonna get electric assist. And here's where you could have your performance, but you could have your versatility. Nice width to the back. You do have your buttons to close the rear hatch, all electric assist, of course. I also like this track system that they give you where you could adjust these tie-down locations so stuff isn't sliding all around. And look where they put the owner's manual, right underneath the 12 volt. Right there. And then what a good looking set of material. So what you're going to do is you're actually just going to pull this up and slide this out. Look how beautiful this is with the Maserati logo, nice stitching, all leather. This is one of those things where you can almost have this on display, but really, really nice touches. You could read that when you're bored and learn about your Levante, but you know what? We're going to learn about the Levante Trofeo here on Raity's Rides. The only way we know how to do it, the on-throttle experience. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take it for a little spin. All right, guys, we're in this 2022 Maserati Trofeo, that Levante Trofeo. I have it in Corsa mode, which is gonna be that full-out high-performance mode. I'm also gonna manually shift with the paddles through that 8-speed automatic, but if you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go. On throttle, yeah! Wow! The sound of that twin turbo V8 3.8 liter, it sounds as good as it looks. The interior, well thought out. You definitely can see the high-end finishes from the steering wheel to the dash. And then you got the familiar 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 system. But man, the torque, it just pulls so down low in the rev range and just goes all the way to redline. Unbelievable. Nice gear indicator in the center at the bottom. Let's do another on throttle. First gear. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Golly, those massive brakes are gonna slow us down, shed speed faster than a husky sheds hair. Going through this bend, you feel connected to the road, you feel planted. It allows you to just be one with the vehicle, which is great. That's what you want. Let's talk about the seats. They're comfortable, they're supportive, all this carbon fiber all over the place, and definitely the two-tone interior brings it all alive. And just looking down and seeing that trident, so much history behind the Maserati insignia and the name. But here we go, second gear. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Into this left-hand bend. The rush, you can just hear those twin turbos spool up. And because you do have the smaller twin turbo setup, they spool up very quickly. You're not waiting for boost. Once it gets around 3,000 RPM, watch out, it pulls all the way up to a little bit past 7,000 RPM. Even in sport mode with the suspension, it's nothing too bouncy, nothing too shaky. And of course the sound, I mean, you're really driving an institution here. This is a tradition going back to the early 1900s, and they definitely have brought that unique driving flavor. And then looking out over the hood to see those massive heat extractors and the tricolore racing stripe just really adds that little something extra special. The wonderful thing about having those paddles massive in size is you're never going to miss a shift as you're manually shifting. And that really, I mean, the 8-speed shifts fine by itself, but I really like utilizing the paddles to go up and down the 8-speed to keep it in that sweet spot. But really stays planted to the ground. And the great news, what allows you to feel confident, is that all-wheel drive system and how it's communicating from all four corners through that adaptive suspension. But going on this country back road, it just allows you to really take in everything that makes this Maserati so very, very special. Changes direction very quickly. And I'm telling you, you might think, hey, that V8 is only a 3.8 liter. It's not a very large engine, but it definitely brings on the power. I'm going to put it in automatic mode and slow down so that you can see how it actually blips the throttles as you slow down in automatic mode with the transmission shifting by itself, and then drops down and you're off. There we go. I mean, so even if you want the Levante to shift for you, it does a great job even in automatic mode. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it back into manual. And I'm telling you, Corsa mode is where it's at. Sound. Into this right-hand bend. This is a long sweeper. Really shows the balance of the chassis. Look at this. Just sucks right to the ground. Really, really nice what they've done. They've created such a unique driving experience, and that's what they had to do when you're comparing this to something like a Durango Hellcat or even a Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. It had to be something really unique, especially at this price point. But I hope that this is giving you a nice overall feel of what the Levante is bringing to the table. We're going to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. Guys, it's been an amazing time here in Austin, Texas at the Texas Truck Rodeo. I definitely got to thank everybody over at Maserati for allowing Raity's Rides access to this Levante Trofeo. It just goes to show that if you want that Italian style, you want Italian performance, but yet you need SUV versatility, this might be the magic setup for you. Let me know what you think about the price, and is this the best performance SUV that you would buy? Put it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen behind the camera. She's got the need for speed, and this thing definitely brings it. Lori, thank you for all your hard work. Show her some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.